Serious, what's the stupidest thing y'all done under the influence of a drug? NSFW. Spent half an hour trying to take out contact lenses, only to realize I wasn't wearing them. Eyes were ducked for 2 days after that. I tried to take my earplugs out because I couldn't hear anything when I woke up, but I was tugging at my eyelashes instead. Super confused why I still couldn't hear anything. Actually, this happened like a little bit more than a week ago. I was trying MDMA for the first time, and apparently if you take more than what you're supposed to, it can really mess you up. I went into my parents' room trembling, sweating, with my jaw clenched as if my life depended on it, red as a tomato, and holding onto a towel. I entered the room, walked right by my parents, and proceeded to have a chat with my towel and their bathroom door for about 15 minutes. Once I stopped babbling nonsense, I just looked at them and said I think I had a nightmare. I just woke up a little sweaty. Both of them told me I had just spent 15 minutes talking to a door and a towel, and that they knew I was on some kind of drug. And my brain, which apparently was almost toast at that point, couldn't come up with anything better than oh, yeah, it might have been the drugs too. After that answer, I just walked away without saying anything else, still holding on to my towel and laughing like an idiot. I'm no expert, but that doesn't sound like you took MDMA. Did you test it at all? Might have been ecstasy with 2CB. I took a antihistamine and went outside straight after taking it, so it had no time to fully make its way into my system, and I ended up going on an hour cycle sobbing because my skin broke out in hives. So many regrets. Ironic that you're allergic to a drug that treats allergic reactions. I'm so sorry. Not quite. I didn't wait long enough for it to get into my system, and so I still had a reaction. And once a reaction starts, I have to either tough it out for a while or move myself into a different environment. I decided to tough it out, and it really wasn't my day, so I just cried and rode my bike till Mayo. In college, I spent a weekend tripping on mushrooms and acid. Ended up ducking a dude in his ass while not wearing a condom. He had just come out and had little sexual experience, while I had never had sex with a man before. But it was still a risky and stupid thing to do. I have to ask, are you gay? Or was it a one-time thing? Peed on a police car. The policemen were in said car. Probably my second or third time smoking weed. I was with my college roommates who were both heavy smokers. We split a joint and came back to play video games, and I sat down on the couch and couldn't stop laughing for no ducking reason. Like literally, I was just sitting and looking at the TV that wasn't even turned on, and I was dying of laughter. My roommates just stared at me and thought it was the funniest shit. They kept pointing it out to me, and I just kept laughing. I eventually went to my bed and just passed out. Does pot count? My friends always think that I'm the most able impersonate normality when we are high on edibles. One time though, instead of ordering 6 pieces of chicken, as in legs, thigh, I ordered 6 whole chicken at a grilled chicken restaurant. When they totaled it up, I knew it was wrong because it was way too expensive, but for some reasons my mind told me I was too high to cancel it. Friend who sat next to me overheard me, took over the phone, and corrected my order. I still get shit up to this day from them. I was drunk, but I was at my friend's house, and we got drunk. She passed out after throwing up all over herself and denying it, and I went to the bathroom to throw up, and I blacked out. Turns out what I did was throw up, go into her cousin's room, and lay on her fuzzy carpet, and started talking gibberish. She had to drag me to the room where my friend was. Oh, did mention it was 2 AM on a Monday. Call my mother at 3 AM while I was on ecstasy. More drugs. Drugs are gateway drugs. I was drunk, but I was ranting to a random crowd of people on the sidewalk until a friend saw me and escorted me home. Smoked weed with some guys in high school. I'm female, and went home with one after because I thought my parents would be suspicious if I came back at 3 AM after I said I was at a friend's house. We weren't friends after that night. Also, I had an entire conversation with my boyfriend, who was not home, while blitzed on Benadryl. Auditory hallucinations are whack. not knowing when to stop or caring to stop, I guess. I was at a party. I got so messed up on a combination of drugs and alcohol that I almost took a 2-story swan dive off an apartment balcony into an open dumpster. My friend managed to latch onto the collar of my jacket and pulled me back just in time. I did not wear underwear, but forgot my white silk trouser is a bit transparent, so I was not allowed to enter the bar/disco I wanted to visit. I did think I was bi, and it was a gay place. No one had any word during my way to the bar. I think it was only visible in some special light, but it was some 40 years ago, and people were maybe different. To be a weirdo was considered to be part of a freedom fighter attitude as T was in the ex-Soviet zone. Close bracket. I climbed a roof of an allotment building, only 3 floors, but I got on top of the fence, ran and jumped to the next building, and then up the slope. If I fell there was pikes and I would died. Drugs are bad, kids. Took a lot more drugs. Called the cops that my car was stolen. Forget where I park it. It was a block away. Was on PSP. Cops didn't do anything to me. I convinced them I was working late and very tired. Hid under a truck while drunk off my ass. It's a dangerous drug. Alcohol. I walked 12 miles taking off my clothes, backpack, and shoes and throwing them and my phone into different bushes all over town because I thought someone had bugged them. I ended up at the dope man's house where he made me sleep it off, and after I woke up he drove me around Missoula in my underwear and camisole looking for my belongings. I, 22 meters, did a bunch of MDMA with some people who had only met a couple of times but was going to be working with at my new job in a ski town that had been living in. We were all partying and having a great time when me and this dude decided to leave the club and go on an adventure. We left the club and started walking towards this really fancy hotel out through the forest a little way and happened across a construction site. He told me he used to be a builder and that they never lock up the diggers overnight, and I didn't believe him. So I tried a door and sure enough, it was open. Spent about 45 minutes playing in the diggers, steamroller, dump truck etc. Doing lines off of the dashboard and generally just being a duckwit. The kid in me came out and I started ducking with all of the buttons and sure enough I hit the horn. Loud as duck went off and scared the shit out of me. We got out and ran for it up towards the hotel. We saw people leave the hotel and go down to the site to check out the noise. We were hiding behind a bush watching them go, hearts pounding hoping we didn't get spotted. They decided that it was nothing and left, so we followed them at a distance up to the hotel security room. We crept around the hotel a little bit and found an outdoor hot tub. We both stripped off, but naked, and jumped in for about 15 minutes. Then we got freaked out by something we heard in the next courtyard over. So we got out and started to dress. I decided that this was the perfect time to take a piss, so I started to slash into the hot tub. I'm amazed I didn't get caught. But anyhow, we left. Soaking wet and in the Canadian winter, we decided to go and get dry at his place. He had some spare clothes at his, so we got warm and dry, then went back out for more mischief. During the summer I had been working in a jewelry store nearby, and the shop had this alleyway in the back that had a set of stairs leading up to the top of it. I had never been on the roof before and wanted to see if we could walk down the row of shops and just chill out up there. We get up onto the roof and start taking more MDMA, listening to music and just generally being high and stupid, when we both announce that we need to piss. The alleyway runs along the back of the row of shops, so we walk up to the edge and start pissing off into the alley when, midstream, a cop car pulls up. I've never stopped to piss so abruptly in my life. The cop was pretty cool. He took our names down, explained to us that we were on top of a jewelry store, so their alarms went off, which is why he was called. And after grilling us for a little while, he let us go, but told us if he saw us again that night we'd end up in the drunk tank. I'm certain that if I weren't foreign I would have been arrested. Best night of my life. Made 3 boxes worth of mac and cheese and got upset when my family wouldn't eat some of my vat of cheesy noodles, so I brought the pot with me into the living room, put a pot rag on the table and just ate from there while watching YouTube on my phone. I did not finish it. I don't do drugs, but one night I was awakened by my phone ringing from a very deep sleep. I attended the call, and I was teaching the person that my scissors is in the toilet and my cat ate my bedroom door. I was half asleep. When I was 3 I accidentally ate an edible with 600 milligrams. I managed to kick the dog in the balls. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.